Hey everybody, good evening and welcome to Against the Public for Wednesday, April 17th. I'm Dana Lane. We're the only show to analyze early betting patterns by the public, and we've done that once again with 3 more free Major League Baseball plays for Wednesday. After the show, I'm going to have my top Major League Baseball, NBA, and NHL plays all locked and loaded, and of course you can get each one of those for $49.99 each. Those all come with our Pick Dawgz win guarantee that states you must profit or receive an immediate site credit for the purchase price. In addition, there's only one way to get every single one of my plays that I release, whether it's the NBA, Major League Baseball, National Hockey League. Get every play for one low price by becoming an all-access member. And you can do so for less than $11 a day over the next 30 days, or you can do it for less than $10 a day over the next 90 days, or better yet, jump on board with an annual all-access pass that gives you every one of my plays for the next 365 days for just $3.56 a day. That is by far the best offer that I have up on Pickdawgz right now. So grab your credit card, throw it on there. We'll pay it off a little at a time. Let's roll our sleeves up and go to work and make sure that 2024 is our best year yet. And if you still need more convincing, well, I'll give you a few reasons why you should join me on an all-access membership. 58.1% winners over the last 7 days overall. Major League Baseball winners, 60% winners over the last 7 days. National Hockey League, 60% winners over the last 7 days. NBA, even better, 55% winners over the last 90 days. That's a consistency that your bankroll deserves. 1,062 units won in 2023 and 24. So let's jump on our free plays for Wednesday. We're going to start things off 12:10 Eastern time. All these games are early, so we can get you some winners early, get your money in your bankroll, and you can come back on Pick Dawgz a little bit later and jump on my top plays in Major League Baseball. Well, we'll start 12:10 p.m. Eastern time. Game 901, 902. San Francisco Giants versus the Miami Marlins, and the Giants are minus $1.16, 8.5 under, minus 15. I do see some numbers that vary from that, but that is the consensus number, minus $1.16 against the Marlins. Keaton Winn versus Trevor Rogers. And the Giants, as we know, are incredibly inconsistent. They're 7-10 on the season. They dropped a 6-3 decision to the Miami Marlins yesterday. That's their 6th straight game where they've rotated wins and losses, which I guess means that they're in line for a victory tomorrow, which is not really the way that you should handicap. But it's still an interesting trend nonetheless. If only it was that easy, I suppose. Keaton Winn hasn't been great this season, but it's not like the Giants have helped him with run support. Just 1.33 runs per game in his starts. But as I wrote about yesterday, no matter what, especially maybe after a win, I have no interest in putting my money behind a team who's 3-14, who has already cost bettors over 10 units, almost 11 units lost this year if you were betting the Marlins on every single game based upon a 1-unit wager. Rogers has given up 20 hits in 15 games. There's nothing about what we've seen so far from Trevor Rogers that has inspired me to put my money behind him. And of course, I've watched Trevor just about his whole career. So I'm very familiar with what I'm getting with Rogers. I'm going to take the Giants here minus the $1.16. Game number 2, 1:10 Eastern time, 9:05, 9:06. Pittsburgh Pirates versus the New York Mets. Mets minus $1.33, 8.5 under, minus $1.15. Bailey Falter against Luis Severino. And I think we can all agree that Bailey Falter's been a terrific story this year. I don't think many people thought very much of him. In fact, if he came in and gave the Bucks 4 or 5 innings in that fifth spot in the rotation, I think Derek Shelton would be very happy with that. But he's really pitched well this year, and there's a lot of people that you look at his stuff and you're like, yeah, it's not so great, but he just continues to get outs, and the opposition does not barrel up his balls very much. So it is very interesting, but we know what we see with our eyeballs. And the truth is that there's a book now on Falter with every game that goes by. I think his luck is going to run out in this one. He doesn't have the greatest stuff in the world, like we just said. And he really needs the Pirates lineup to support him with some runs. And I've watched every pitch from every Pirates game this year, and I can tell you that this is just a lineup that has a lot of holes. There are guys that They have sporadic games that are good. I mean, O'Neal Cruz and Andrew McCutchen have been just non-existent offensively. Although Kutch has not had a good game against the Mets last night, is hitting the ball fairly hard. Unlike probably, I don't know, first 10 games of the season where it just kind of looked a little lost, probably searching for number 300. Now we got that. I think he's a little bit more relaxed. But O'Neal Cruz, I mean, I hate to say it, they were chanting overrated in Citi Field last night or 2 nights ago. And there's something about him. There's something about Key Brian Hayes. There's a lot of hype about these guys. But even Key Bryant has been not good defensively. O'Neal Cruz have not been good defensively. There's too many holes in this lineup. Great start. Unfortunately, I'd love to see them continue, but just don't have a lot of confidence in this team. We know that Severino's given up 2 earned runs in his last 10 innings. My money's going to be behind a 2-time All-Star in this one. So the Mets minus $1.42. There is $1.33 up on the board too, so make sure you shop. But I'm going to use $1.42 because that just changed to the consensus number, so we'll use that. And then Game 3, 1:10 Eastern Time, 9:15, 9:16. Texas Rangers versus the Detroit Tigers. Tigers minus $1.38, 7.5 under, minus 20. Dane Dunning against Tarek Skubal. And we may get a better number before first pitch. Consensus number opened Detroit minus $1.48, but now we're seeing numbers as low as $1.38 on this, and we'll see where the number is going to go. But I have a hard time if I'm going to the window putting my money behind the Rangers again, and not so much because of the Rangers, but because of Skubal, especially with the Rangers not playing well so far. Of course, they've lost 7 of their last 10, but that. When you look at Skubal, there's not much to not like. Over his last 9 starts, and this dates back to last season, over his last 53 in the 3rd innings pitched, 27-year-old has given up just 9 earned runs. That equates to a 1.52 ERA in that span. 5 times in that span, Skubal has allowed no earned runs. So that's good enough for me. I know he gave up the 4 earlier this year, and honestly, if you take the 4 out of that number, it's even more impressive. I'm going to go with Detroit minus $1.38, 40, whatever you guys can find out there. So that's your 3 free picks for Wednesday. Please go to PickDawgz.com. Get involved with one of my many packages available, including my Major League Baseball pass that's up there right now. NBA will be up there. NHL will be up there as well. Please get involved. All access pass. Guys, that's the way to go. Get every one of my plays for one low price. So let's just recap one more time for Wednesday's games. And of course, the screen goes dark when I need it. I'm just going to go off of memory. We're going to go San Francisco minus $1.16, New York Mets minus $1.42, and Detroit minus $1.40. And of course, that you can find better numbers with all of those, or worse numbers as well. But make sure you check your pitching because things change once in a while. Still go with those teams, but check your pitching and always shop for your best number. But that's our 3 free plays for today. Thank you to everyone who continues to watch every day. I appreciate each and every one of you. For Against the Public, I'm Dana Lane. All the best to you and your wagers on Wednesday.